Hey, yo, this is your boy DD from the closet. I'm the guy in the closet. I'm a DM in the closet. I don't DM from the closet, but I record my videos from the closet. Here I'm in the closet. Today I'm drinking a little Riff Ramos Gin Fizz. So this got a lot of stuff. It's gin, heavy cream, lemon and lime juice with the fresh egg white, and then you shake that up real good, and then you top it off. Usually top it off with sparkling water. I went for sparkling apple juice. Burger. This is creamy apple. Isn't that great? Today I wanted to go on another rant, a rant number two, dos. So I want to talk about why do we hate on starting our quests at taverns so much? I don't know why. Why do we hate on taverns? It is, it's hackneyed maybe. It's a lot, yes, but there's a reason because it makes sense. It makes sense that these disparate peoples would meet in a tavern. And someone asks you, the NPC sending you on a quest is like, "Hey, meet me at the tavern." Like, where? Why do we have to spice this up? The beginning of the quest really isn't like where everything has to be like thrown in. It's not the bis boom ba. You don't have to get it all done there. You have to start there. And the reason the taverns use is because it is the most likely setting for being sent on a job with people you've never met before. Otherwise, you have to set some sort of weird backstory where all the characters are together. You have to figure out some reason why they're in something, and it's just like, okay, so where are you going to set it? Now, it's one thing if you want to set it in a place that is meaningful to the plot of your campaign. If it's not meaningful to the plot of your campaign, you're just trying to do a cool setting for the opening. It's just pick the tavern. Who cares? I mean, what are you gonna? Oh, you guys are in a cart and you're going to prison. Prisoners. Okay, it's Skyrim. You ripped off Skyrim. Good job. You Skyrim opening. Let's see what else we can do. Oh, you are on a ship bound to go out into the ocean, and then you get in a storm, and there's big sea creature, and then okay, so now all these characters have to, for some reason in the backstory, be on this one ship with everyone else, and somehow they have to get off the ship and get started on a quest because of this ship. Are you telling them the quest before you start the game? Is this like, okay, here is what you guys are gonna do, and in session one, we're all just gonna come together, and you guys already know each other and know everything that's going on. I guess if you want to play that way. Now, for my campaign, I did not start in a tavern, but I started in a place that was pretty analogous, but it had meaning to the plot of my campaign. I started in a library, another place where a lot of disparate people can come together for different. And they were a library holds artifacts that celestial beings are able to reach out to material plane through. I ended a sentence on a. I'm so sorry, but we get this ability to use the setting, and it's kind of the reason that these characters are there is because of these artifacts. And a tavern doesn't hold artifacts, so I'm like, well, okay, well then I have to put it in another setting where a lot of people come. Could have been a museum, it could have been something else, but I decided a library. Why not? But, so that's an instance where your beginning can be unique because it's unique and important to your plot. But if it's just like, if the library had no significance whatsoever, and I was just like, he wants to on a library, it's just totally random. You might as well have it in a tavern. Because, I mean, literally, if you're just grafting on some different setting onto the tavern mold, I mean, it's the same thing. So you might as well just go with the tavern because it's the easiest thing to do. But just because you use a tavern doesn't mean that you have to be boring or same old, same old. Who is in the tavern? What's going on in the bar? What is happening in the world outside the tavern? What are people talking about in the What's the town like outside? What district in the city is the tavern in? Is this the high end bar? Is this the low end bar? What kind of people are these seedy people around you, or is this upscale society around? So there's all these different things you can have going on to make your tavern beginning unique, but it doesn't mean that you just throw it all out completely for the sake of being different. True story. The Marine Corps, the United States Marine Corps, got started in a tavern. So I mean, taverns I think pretty cool. Good good use of it's worth using. I just go say things, but yeah. So we have this version starting in tavern, and I used to be on board with this, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's pretty typical, starting a tavern. Blah, blah. But then I started thinking about like where else start. Like you start at a flaming airship, and you're going down, buddy. You're going down. The ship's going down. What do you do about it? And then like, okay, so they're all on this ship. They're going down. Still have to know why they're on the ship. Did someone ask them to be on the ship? There's always more work to be done before you actually start playing when you don't take the tavern route, I think. I mean, yes, in the tavern you probably someone is asked to meet you. Oh, go find the guy at the tavern, whatever. There's always a little preamble to the first session. Um but it doesn't require a tavern doesn't require everyone to coordinate as much. You can come from all these different backgrounds. You don't have to be on your way somewhere, or in a particular circumstance, like with the prisoner thing, or you're like in a gladiator school, like, and then you have to wedge yourself in that, or perhaps maybe you're in the army and now you have to be all soldiers, and you really kind of pigeonhole your players when you don't give that kind of, unless you really restrict how they can build their characters. Tell them is like, you got to build a soldier, elven race or whatever, and XYZ. So it's important to know what your plot is going in. You have to have that main thing down. Want your you want your beginning to be meaningful to the plot. That's one thing, but if you're just trying to start campaign and the beginning doesn't matter, then just go easy on yourself. The tavern is your friend. The tavern is your friend. People love going in taverns. And if a player comes up and is like, "Why'd you start me in a tavern? I want to be in a tavern, and you start me in a tavern," does me slapping. That player can go bye bye. Honestly, your players don't give a hoo hoo starting a tavern. I mean, and if they do, they've got issues. Yeah, so that was a little rant about taverns, and why I think they get a bad rap. They're there to be used. Do not fear the tavern. Do not feel like you have to do all this other crap in the beginning of your campaign. Your campaign will not be judged by how it started, but how it ends. If you burn out in the beginning quest, then it was a bad campaign. Okay, so don't worry about being cliche or hackneyed or whatever you want to say. The taverns are chosen because, like, they're meeting places. They actually, there's a reason things get started in taverns. A lot of things started over drinks and real history, and you so you this is why it's been adopted so much, because it's natural. Even though it's fantasy, it's high fantasy, and we're not in the real world. You also don't have people like floating away because no gravity, because not real. There's common sense still to. Okay, but yeah, don't be afraid of it. Gotta use it if you wanna. If you have something else you want to do, that's fine too. But at a certain point, just ask yourself: am I doing this for my plot, or am I doing this just to avoid using a tavern in the beginning? All right, that was my rant. I'm done now. I'm gonna drink more of this little fizz. My apple. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Give me a like. Give me a like. Give me a subscribe if you like this. I love talking in the comments. Tell me about some place you started, whether you like using the tavern, where you found other things that were analogous to the tavern that you like just as much. Let me know all about it. And yeah, so let's keep going, man. Let's keep talk to y'all later.